that's a thing. But yeah, this is important. This is big. On top of the fact that you can't combo into you can't combo into Vorpal Strip, which we already talked about in the first video. Those are all going to be important changes. But yeah, we'll get to that when we get to the change list too. Okay, guard thrust. I have a bit to talk about this because at first I was like, yes, like, finally we can be like KOF a little bit or like BlazBlue a little bit where like guard canceling is actually useful. But the more I think about it, like they haven't really changed guard thrust frame data wise, or that much into UNI2. At least it felt like it. It still feels like high startup, and a lot of recovery. The 100 meter is, yes, super nice, and the fact that it doesn't use Vorpal as well is also very nice. But then I thought again about the actual guard cancel or the guard thrust properties, and I think that's actually what made it like very, very bad. Because think about it, right? Like if you let's say you don't have Vorpal, right? But you have some meter to work with, and you're a character that can't really spend meter very well in order to extend like combos and such for damage. I can't think of an example right now off the top of my head, but there are some characters that are like that where they might not be able to like easily just tack on like, okay, I get like more damage and a good knockdown by just spending this 100 meter, right? So perhaps like let's say they're on defense, they have the 100 meter, but they don't have Vorpal. Guard thrust was never something on your mind because guard thrust is just bad, right? Like it's just bad properties. I don't think the grid break aspect of it was what made it feel bad to use. It was more so like you use it and the opponent's not really like present in mind for it. They're not really looking for it, but they can just still block it. Like you like see the guard thrust about to happen, and then you're like, oh, I should probably block. Like the only time you're gonna get hit by guard thrust is if you're just pressing buttons, right? And usually at top level play, people are very methodical with their button presses, especially in block strings. They're not just like pressing buttons over and over, just keep you like blocking, right? I'm sure you guys have seen the Wagner clip from Eunice where she would just keep you blocking for 30 seconds or however long, right? Like it's not really it's not really something hard to like notice that they're about to guard thrust and then just get ready to block. Unless it was like a Carmine player or maybe a Hilda player, like some sophisticated setup that they weren't able to be in a blocking position for. But I still believe guard thrust is blockable in the air too. So like even that is not a factor. Like basically what I'm saying is that if guard thrusts were good, like guard thrust just characteristics wise were actually good, I think it would be worth losing your meter and potentially getting grid broken. But it's not. like that. Just to put it simply, it's not. And they buffed guard thrust in this game. We're gonna watch the clip here. They buffed guard thrust to make it just use 100 meter, right? The concept with like using guard cancels like in any 2D fighter is like, okay, you lost opportunity to pressure them, but their back is still closer to the corner than your back. So like you use the guard cancel to knock them back in the corner and restart your pressure, right? But guard thrust is just not good for that because it's just slow. Like here, I would have gotten grid broken and lost all my meter well, okay, I'm not sure like about all my meter, maybe not, but certainly I would have gotten grid broken like here. I'm not even sure if I would have been able to use it, to be honest, because the meter cost right now escapes me. But it would use your meter, and it would grid break you if you didn't have Vorpal. That's not the case here, right? It's just 100 meter, but this was still very slow. And the only reason it really worked is because Geo Commander was pressing like 5C, I think. Wait, no, 2C. Was still the same case in point. Like Gordo's buttons, like C buttons especially, are very long in duration. So it's like obviously going to be hard to block on reaction if you press that button, and they did the guard thrust at that timing. So right there, you can see Gordo's 2C coming out as soon as I pressed guard thrust, which, by the way, guys, the input for this is 6 ABC now in UNI2. Right now, it's quarter circle back D, which changing the input is obviously a big thing. That's going to make it easier to use. And certainly that makes it more on people's mind since it's easier to use now. But still, it's harder to put it in implementation because it's just slow. And we can count the frames. I think it starts when I flash white. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't tell if he's being hit though. I guess that's the problem too. I'm pretty sure this is 2C though, right? Yeah, this is still 2C, so we can count. Oh my goodness. I'm even like worried while counting this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Is that 23? I want to see the wiki for how much it costs right now, or how much the startup is right now, just to make sure I'm not going crazy. Because 23 is 23 is insane. Yeah, no, okay, like yeah. Am I counting right? I don't know. This doesn't seem right. Let's try again because I'm not sure when they start counting guard thrust. Also, that's the thing too. But if they really did like make the startup longer, yikes. But I don't want to believe that it's 20 frame startup. Because otherwise, why wouldn't it have hit Gordeau as soon as the hitbox appeared, right? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. No, there's no way. There's no way. Yeah, oh, okay, there are a couple messages I didn't see. Let me see. You can currently guard thrust the opponent back to the corner and potentially win the cycle for it. So offensive guard thrust to push them back into the corner if they mash may be weaker. I agree. I agree. I mean, part of it too is that it's just something that wasn't worth the trouble in Uniclair and Unist. And in this game is like less bad, but it's still probably not worth the trouble. Especially if you are not in the corner, you're probably chilling. Like I'm gonna be honest. Like I don't think anyone's really that eager to get the opponent back into the corner to make them block or something. Unless the cycle is coming up, or maybe if they're close to killing, like maybe if the life totals were like right here. I don't know, like, or maybe Nautis's total is the same, but like Gordo's like right here. So it's like maybe you're close to killing, close to closing out the round. It would make sense, right? But then the opponent's also like probably thinking that. So I don't know. I mean, to me, guard thrust is still probably going to be bad in UNI2 because of how slow it is. I know they wanted to give it like a lot of iframes to compensate, which is nice, but that also can make it just too easy to block too. Because I mean, DPs, you've probably seen, if you guys have played BlazBlue before, Jin's DP in that game, specifically the CDP, is considered not good because it's slow. And it's also just easy to safe jump. Even though it's like a big hitbox and it has a lot of invincibility, it also just is really slow. And I think guard thrust being similar could be problematic. Maybe, I mean, it feels like they're not going to change this because the game is about to come out, and I doubt much is going to change between this version and the release version, given that this beta had basically every Uniclair character, right? So, not beta, but like demo version that they're having at the booths. If you have Vorpal, does it still take 100 meter? You know, that one, okay, I wish I could answer that, but I'm not sure, actually. Because, I mean, I'm going to admit, people don't really use guard thrusts, so I don't even remember myself. Like, maybe if the wiki has that. Let's see. Okay, the wiki says 100 meter and guard break, or grid break. So maybe when I say all your meter, I'm probably thinking of UniL. I'm going to be honest, because UniL, I do remember it, or one of the earlier Uni games, I remember it taking like all of your meter or close to it. So My apologies for that. But yeah, given given that that hasn't changed, I guess so. I guess the only thing that's changed here is the grid break. But if it's in fact slower, I mean, we're still in the same position. Like people aren't gonna use this. Okay, not in the current version. That's good. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, if you have Vorpal, it just takes your Vorpal. I guess the wiki is correct for that then. So we'll go with the wiki for now. And if someone has a chance to test this at Tokyo Game Show, then that would be good because I don't want to believe that guard thrust is 20 plus frame startup. Because like I mean, who are you gonna hit other than Gordeau? Gordeau doing a C button, right? Like maybe like Hilda doing a C button or something. I mean, like okay, like I'm just trying to think like hypothetically, right? If Geo Commander stopped here with the 4B, it would have been extremely easy for him to block the guard thrust, right? I'm just being realistic. No CS needed, right? Because I mean that kind of thing. If you didn't already press the button, you can just react. So okay, I'm not sure too, right? Because I flashed white here. I'm pretty sure that's the start of the guard thrust. Strictly speaking, like the game has registered the guard thrust input. You'll be at Taku for the demo convention UNI2. I see. Yeah, yeah. So CEO Talk is confirmed to have it. Do we know? I do remember Jabali saying he's going to try to get it, but do we know for sure now that it's going to be there? Okay, it's the new copium. Okay, yeah. I mean, he did say he'll try to get it, but I don't think he said anything since then. And that when he said it was like shortly after Evo. Didn't seem like it would be something that would be his complete decision. Yeah, there's been no confirmation, right? Right. So, yeah, yeah, only rumored, right? Yeah. Well, we can hope. I mean, I think the people that are gonna test it at Tokyo Game Show, hopefully, I mean, I don't want to say hopefully because I mean I feel like all the people that would go there would know what to test. Hope like, I mean, okay, like whatever. I'm just gonna at this point like we will get the Ode demo and TGS will get a new character showcase. Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess just wait until a change list. Your headcanon is that they show it at the Tokyo Game Show, and then Jabali could announce stuff. I see. Yeah, Tokyo Game Show is when? Let me just see. That is next weekend, right? No, just next week straight up. Okay. CO Talk is also next weekend though, right? Yeah, and it's the same dates. So maybe that's why he couldn't get it. If I mean, or maybe that's why nothing's been said because they're the same weekend. And I think Arc System Works is like in total control of that kind of thing. So yeah, yeah. I don't know because I mean, there's so much that can be tried out. Like these things are probably not the highest priority. Like I think the character changes out right. maybe are higher priority. These sort of like frame related things will get in the change list, so it's probably not like super high priority, right? But I still want to believe that guard thrust has room to be used in the uni system, especially at mid and high levels, because it's very well meaning. It's probably just poorly implemented. What I like about guard cancel, blowback, and KOF is that it's just one bar. And KOF's already a very back and forth game. Like there's a lot of like high pace neutral and block strings are short and all of that. And yet they still have a very good guard cancel in that game. It's not like Blaze Blue where, you know, counter assault's 50 meter, but some characters honestly do love like using that 50 meter for counter assault because no one wants to block. No one wants to block the stupid mix ups in that game. It's for you when you miss green shield. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, like I think this mechanic is definitely how to put it. It's the weak link of the system. Like I'm not gonna straight up say like it's worse that it exists, but it definitely feels bad that it's there for you to want to use, and then when you try to use it, you just get extremely disappointed. Oh yeah, one thing I was gonna say, yeah, before we move on from this, the six ABC thing. Another reason why it's significant, right, is that VO is still ABC, and VO is a little faster, but you won't get VO is what you get if you're not in block stun. So like if you press 6 ABC, but you've like just exited block stun or you just left the window where you can input guard thrust during block stun, then your attempt at getting guard thrust will lead to a VO. And to be honest, if if we're just comparing the reward for guard thrust hitting versus VO hitting, I mean VO's better anyway. um the more I think about it, I just I mean what's the point of this? VO also still gives you grid, I believe, on it when it hits or like when it activates or something like that. And see, I lost all my grid. I lost all my grid for guard thrusting, even though it succeeded. I mean, I got some of it back because there was a back tech there, and then I dashed forward. Yeah, no, I mean, okay. Guard thrust. Yeah, yeah. There might be difficulties with that one still. I mean, VO is just still better. Okay, here's what you like. If you hold on to 100 meter when you corner Hilda, you can at least trade resources to guard thrust her off since she puts you into EX Gloom. Right, okay, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, I guess the commitment, right, is like if you have more than 100 meter, then you at least keep that little remaining portion of your meter that that was over 100 when you guard thrust. Um, but V. Oh, okay. I guess we can just look at the change list now.